on the floor in little stacks. Double Impact, it's like detective music. Night of the Living Dead soundtrack. Wink, wink, wink. Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman's down there too.
Wow.
With music that I siphoned off the laser disc and put on a CD. Man Called Flintstone. God, themes from horror movies.
How do you get into voiceovers and things? I guess that's a whole long discussion right there.
Well, I'll tell you how I did it. Basically, when they were concepting Space Ghost, they brought it my way, and I did a bunch of conceptual work for it. And watching Space Ghost in high school,
yes,
I always liked Zorak the best. So, you know, I just liked that character, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put him in the show somehow. Because what they had done was they brought the show to us and said, hey, we had a design firm in LA do this, we don't like it. You guys want to give us a take on it? And we were like, sure. And basically, when the show came to us, they actually had the little tests they had done, had Gary Owens doing the voice, but they had him on like a Hollywood soundstage, and the second banana, his Andy Richter, was going to be Hervé Villachez.
Oh, no. The plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of the same thing.
But Hervé, 3 weeks after he signed the contract to do it, blew his brains out.
Oh, my.
So Hervé was out of the running. But I was kind of like, God, like he didn't do it because he signed the contract, did he? Like, second banana to a B cartoon character.
I don't know. I guess that it's hard to say.
Yeah. Anyway, so second banana was open. So when I did my initial designs, I put Zorak and Moltar in them, and it said something like, Zorak Zorak leads the most dangerous band in all the universe, and Moltar, openly hostile, controls how the show comes together. And they loved that. So we had a meeting about 2 weeks later, and I was saying, yeah, Don Messick did Zorak, and he was great. He's still alive doing voices for Tiny Toons and stuff.
Wow.
And they were like,
yeah.
And, well, the first thing they said was, yeah, we're not going to have Gary Owens do the voice. And I was like, but he's Space Ghost. Well, what do you mean Gary Owens isn't going to do Space Ghost? And they were like, well, you know, Gary would want money, and
they want local people, and
we don't want to pay money, and like we'd rather get somebody local that we can lord over and control.
I see. Well,
and I was like, oh, brother.
That's how it works.
And so,
yeah, I found JT's number, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
But eventually, I will have to see if we can get me helping you with. I need to find out what your needs are and see if I can fill those needs. You know, what kind of voices you would be looking for.
Well, actually, I need a couple of voices still cast for the show that I'm working on.
Okay.
So, you know, I might have you try out for that. You know, if it goes any further and they don't want me to use like celebrity voices, but like the pilot episode, I'm going to do the voice of the main character myself. But if I had my dithers, I could have anybody I wanted to do it. I would have Kurtwood Smith, who plays the dad on that 70s show, do the voice.
Okay.
So, I mean, his voice is what I envision the voice of this main character sounding like. It's just the father on there, but I've actually thought about, like, taking sound bites out of that show and animating my character talking to him just to, like, kind of, like, you know, inspire the suits in Hollywood. In fact, I got to call my agent/producer today and find out what's going on out there, because I haven't heard from him in like 10 days, and it's getting me antsy. Okay. But to finish this story up right quick, so, you know, they said, well, we don't want to like use Gary Owens, and I was like, gulp, what's the show gonna be like? And then I said, well, Don Messick, you know, Zorak, he's still alive and kicking, and they were like, yeah, but see, same deal. Don would want money, and, we don't want to give it. And I was like, and at that point, I felt like, oh, fuck. You know, here I've like, you know, I felt at that point bad for the character. Like, you know, here I was trying to get this guy, this B character from Hanna-Barbera work, and now they're going to like rape him or something. So they were like, well, who can we get to do Zorak's voice? And at that point, I went, I can kind of do that voice. Oh, yeah? We'll do it. So I just went,
Titanor can counter any of Space Ghost forces. Good. I will issue the challenge.
Wow.
They were like, all right, well, you're Zorak then, so that's settled. need to find Space Ghost voice.
Wow.
So
Hey,
it's just like, well, shit, that was easy.
that's great.
And then they were going to have the guy that does Brack's voice do Moltar originally. And he was doing Moltar like a hillbilly or something.
Yeah.
And they brought me in and said, can you do like a Ted Cassidy kind of voice or something? And I was like, well, yeah, I could bring it down about an octave or so. And they were like, okay. So the first couple episodes, it's like I'm talking more like this and the voice isn't pitched down as far. And then later they were like, we're going to start pitching the voice down further so you can talk more normally. So I was like, well, okay. So that's basically how I wound up doing the villains on Space Ghost.
Wow.
And
What?
so, there was no real interview process like there would be now.
Just sort of fell together. Huh?
Yeah. And things, let me tell you, and they really don't this way. Now they would audition 1 million people and they wouldn't just be like, well, who can we get to do it?
Yeah. Oh, well. What can you do,
Yeah, so, but, I mean, it's led to a bunch of other voice work and stuff. But here, the punchline of this whole conversation is that we're having a party here October 14th, and there'll be a lot of Turner people here. I've got sort of a little half-assed drive-in in the backyard.
Wow.
They had the 85 drive-in was real near where I live. It was within 2 miles from here.
I think JT mentioned that once.
Yeah, and when they closed the drive-in, we kept going over there and bringing home speaker poles and they knocked the sign down, and I brought a big chunk of the sign back over here.
Yeah.
And so I've got 2 16mm projectors, and we've got 8 drive-in speakers that are all hooked up out back.
Oh, terrific.
And then we project on a screen between 2 trees strung up there with bungee cords. So
Gracious. Wow.
so we've done this the past 3 years. The screen's holding up real good, in fact. But because I was going to get up there and take it down after the initial show, but here it is 2 years later, and it catches the morning sun, which burns on it until until it gets high enough in the sky that it doesn't. But,
Yeah.
That's kept the front of the screen, really white. I mean, it was a thick piece of canvas that we paint double coated with sealing white.
Okay.
Ultra pure sealing white. And it still looks totally white on the front, but if you walk behind the screen, it looks like what you would think the back of a drive-in screen would look like. It's all turning green and has big bird shit streaks on it.
Oh,
and all
sure.
sorts of stuff, so.
Well, I remember some of the old parties we had. I remember I've got a reel of that Planet of the Apes trailers and things.
Oh, I
and
kind of remember that.
I remember you stopped the projector one night when it showed Claude Akins, and you pointed out that was Sheriff Lobo.
Oh, yeah.
Who says, "We want guns," and we ran it back a couple of times, and you blew everybody's mind. And said, "That's Sheriff Lobo. It's Sheriff Lobo."
That must have been Battle. No, the first Ursus was in the first. He was the main guerrilla general in the first couple of movies.
Uh-huh.
And he was, if you ever saw Manchurian Candidate,
It's been a while, but yes.
he was the boyfriend of the Murder, She Wrote chick in that. And he's the guy that talks like that all the time. He used to be on Barney Miller. He'd come in and go,
James Gregory.
"Yo, yeah, that's his name." He'd come in and go, "It's Barney, I want to talk to you about your man." But I mean, he made a perfect ape, I thought. He was also on My Favorite Martian.
Yeah,
He was the police detective boyfriend of the lady who they rented the room from.
Okay. Oh, good. Now, in terms of cartoons, I've got other 16mm stuff floating around here. I've got a Johnny Quest.
Really?
Yeah, it's double skull and crossbones.
Oh, cool. Black and white or color?
Color. It's missing the opening credits, but the rest of it's there.
Cool.
I have one Roadrunner cartoon, Hook, Line, and Stinker. It's got the canned music.
Yeah, John Seeley stuff.
Yeah. And the only other real cartoon I have is an episode of Secret Squirrel.
Oh, man. Well, here's what we're going to be showing. What we're going to be showing at this particular outing is, I think we'll show Skeleton Dance, the cartoon, as like an intro to it, because it's sort of Halloween oriented. It's going to be October 14th, and I've just picked up the print, not off eBay, but out of the big reel You remember that mag?
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those lately,
Yeah, and decided that, I don't like buying anything off eBay that's more than like $100. So, and like, any time I buy something more than like $90 or $100, there's always some like problem with it. So I've tried to like, unless it's a cartoon or something, I try to like get my like film print from the big reel, and then I'll like look for cartoons and stuff on eBay. But so we're gonna show the skeleton dance, and then I picked up a reel, not a reel, but the whole movie of Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. So we're gonna be showing that, and then an intermission reel with popcorn, butter butter flavored popcorn, and all kinds of like 60s drive-in commercials and stuff.
Wow,
And
so it's a Halloween theme.
Yeah, and then after that, believe it or not, Revenge of the Creature. I would like to,
don't know if you'd
at some
have...
point I would like to put together like a potluck night, so to speak.
Yeah.
We've done that before, just had the odd reel night. We did that last year. And I showed like Ultraman episodes and, let's see, a Spider-Man cartoon, and, just like a bunch of stuff that, I think I showed part of a Bugs Bunny show, and like all that stuff that I used to have, I've still got it. So.
Yeah, well, great. I remember you had a lot of Roadrunners and things. So.
Yeah. I don't think I bought a Roadrunner since back then, but I've still got the ones that I had. But, so we're going to be doing that, and that's, I think 3 Saturdays from this weekend, so it's October 14th.
Okay, let's see, I'm looking here.
Actually, I think that's only like 2.5 weeks away.
Okay, well, we're set then.
All right, well, let me go ahead and give you directions on how to get here.
Okay.
You remember where the Book Nook is? Did you ever go out there?
Oh, yes, I've been there many times.
We're within a mile of the Book Nook, which should have like, I don't know if we're going to have like a little tombstone graveyard out front or if it's going to be in the back.
Okay.
But the house is on the right. It's the only house at the top of the hill that has holly bushes around the mailbox, big square one. And the house number is on the mailbox and on the house, and it's 2249.
All right, terrific.
But there should be a lot of Turner people here. So, I mean, we're going to be in the middle of a party, so I'm not sure, I'd like to get with you and like, just like hang out a little bit.
Sure.
But,
we'll just enjoy the party.
Yeah,
and,
I'm just saying as far as the party goes, because I've said, yeah, we'll talk at the party, and then it'll be like, oh, hey, yeah, well, the projector's on fire.
I see. Well, we can talk more serious about some of the stuff later. But,
okay, but, I just thought it would, I've been meaning to get back with you, and like, I've actually meant to invite you to one of these things before.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
things fall through.
I'm Mr. Procrastination, so, it's kind of like, the party will be in 4 days, and April will be like, we haven't sent out invitations, and I'm like, well, everybody knows about it.
Yeah. Okay, well, very good.
There's some stuff that I want to have put onto tape myself, like stuff that I've picked up. I've got this Bob Clampett cartoon that nobody's ever heard of. That like after he left Warner Brothers, he wound up working at Columbia for a short period of time.
Oh, okay.
And I just found this out like right before I bought the film, because it was like, and I did buy it off eBay. It was like super rare Bob Clampett.
Yeah.
It's like a really grainy film, and like a lot of the reds have kind of turned black for some reason.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But
Eastman Film will do that.
Yeah, yeah, and everything else is kind of like has that cyan kind of look to it.
Sure, yeah.
But it's this character. I mean, it seems kind of like a Warner's cartoon, but it ain't. But it seems Clampett-y, but it's Columbia, and it's like this character he came up with called Charley Horse.
Wow. Wow.
But as far as I know, and this is something I've been looking into, I think I don't know what the copyright is on this character. So somebody was telling me, those copyrights could have expired. So few people know about that character that, you could like apply for the copyright and wind up owning that character.
Well, that's an idea.
Because, like the Gremlin from the Bugs Bunny cartoons?
Yes.
Warner's does not own that character. Somehow the copyright fell through the cracks, and that character is owned by a cell gallery in California.
I did not know that.
Isn't that bizarre? It's like, so when they put the those characters, they wanted to use the gremlin on Tiny Toons, I think, and they were informed that they had to change the model significantly enough that like they couldn't get, that Warner's couldn't get sued by this cell gallery.
Well,
The strange world.
yeah. Well, listen, it's good to talk to you, Clay. I'm glad you called.
Yeah,
and,
I know that you're in the middle of some stuff, but
sure.
All right, man. Well, good talking to you.
Sure, and JT won't believe this. It'll be good news for him.
He's given me your number before, but you know it's somewhere in. Well, I mean, I don't know if you remember what kind of pack rat I used to be.
Well, yeah.
We've lived in one house now for 7 years, so things have gotten pretty malignant around
Yeah.
here.
Well, don't worry. We're cool. I know how that can be sometimes. But
Yeah.
anyway, good to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Appreciate it, and let me know how you like the CD.
Okay, I sure will. And just so anything comes up in between now and then, just give me a holla.
Terrific.
All right, man.
Thanks, Clay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye-bye.